Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 335. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is titled The Power of Authenticity. The Power of Authenticity, 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. Now, what we're going to talk about today is, are you living an authentic life? And what I've found is most people that live an authentic life live a more fulfilling life. Now, before we get to today's show, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and my resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful eCommerce Businesses, and also 2 platforms I've created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black economy, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. Now, let's get ready for today's show. All right, let's get ready to rock with today's show, family. Once again, the power of authenticity, 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. Now, one of the problems is the reason we don't make a lot of money sometimes is because we're not living in our authenticity. So you make more money when you're totally authentic. Okay, there's no work to be authentic, and you will naturally attract those that you're supposed to attract. I'm going to repeat that. You're going to make more money when you're totally authentic. There's no work to be authentic, and you will naturally attract those that you're supposed to attract. So you've got to use your superpowers that you were given. Whatever your talents are, you have to use those talents. So a lot of times what happens is people have different personalities, or they project or present something that is not authentic. And when you're not living and working and breathing in your authentic self, people can see through that. So one of the things that I noticed off early on when I started the podcast, when I work with people one-on-one or in group coaching, they always say, "Daggone, Jay, you're the same person you are on the air." And I'm like, yeah, I'm authentic. I'm just being me. Some people will gravitate to it and others won't. But that's why you have to be authentic, because what's going to happen is people that are supposed to gravitate towards you will gravitate towards you. A lot of times we're always looking to bring people into our circle that aren't supposed to be in our circle. So when you live that authentic life, and when you present yourself and project yourself as authentic, you're going to have the people around you that you're supposed to have. So let's start off by talking about the definition of authentic. Now, according to Webster's dictionary, authentic is true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. True to one's own personality, spirit, or character. That's you. That's you being authentic. So we're going to keep this one a little short today, guys, and we're going to go over the 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. Question number 1. Are you authentic about your dreams? Are you authentic about your dreams? What has God, or whatever your God force is, called you to do? What is your assignment, and are you listening? So question number 1, are you authentic about your dreams? What has God called you to do? What is your assignment, and are you listening? Now, I had to figure this out over the long haul, because Years ago, when I started as an entrepreneur, I was chasing money. I was doing things for money, and I wasn't doing what I was necessarily called to do. So what I know about myself is that I'm a teacher by nature, not a traditional teacher. I'm a teacher by nature, and I love to learn and I love to try new things. So my authentic dream was always to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't necessarily know how to get there, and I wasn't being authentic with myself to get to that point. So everything culminated after I almost lost it all the second time, and I've told the story many times on the podcast. So if you don't remember or haven't heard the story, real quick, I had a mortgage business, and the mortgage business was 50 plus employees, multi-millions of dollars a year. And then in 07 and 08, when the crash happened, I almost lost it all. And so I had to start really becoming authentic with my dreams. What has God called me to do? What is my true assignment? And am I listening? So before, I always enjoyed the business of doing business. So I'm never really locked into one particular type of business. But Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, those really are my dreams. This is my dream. I had to ask myself, what has God called me to do? What has God called me to do? And he's called me to communicate with my people. And what is my assignment? My assignment is to help level up and uplift my people by helping them build an economic power base. And the last part of that is, are you listening? I wasn't listening a long time ago because all I was focused on was getting that bag, right? And I know a lot of times if you can get the bag and still be authentic, that's when you're in your sweet spot. And that's where I am right now. But I think a lot of that comes, guys, from actually learning and understanding. And I always talk about the point of enlightenment. When that light bulb goes off, and then you got to figure out, okay, am I being authentic about my dreams? Once again, we're talking about the power of authenticity. 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. And the reason you want to live an authentic life is you're probably going to make more money being totally authentic, and you're going to be happier. All right. Question number 2. Are you authentic about your goals? What are your true goals, your personal goals, your business goals, your health, wealth goals? What are you authentic about your goals? Now, remember, question number 1 was, are you authentic about your dreams? Question number 2 is, are you authentic about your goals? Your goals get you to your dreams. Your goals get you to your dreams. Once again, question number 1, are you authentic about your dreams? Question number 2, are you authentic about your goals? So your dreams and your goals must be aligned. Okay? So true goals, what are your true goals on your personal side, your business side, your wealth side, your health side, or whatever? What are your goals? And your goals get you to your dreams. You don't get to your dreams if you don't have goals. And goals are something that you strive for, that you write down, and you put a date that I'm going to accomplish this for. Okay? That's what your goals are. Are you authentic about your goals? Okay? Question number 3, you need to ask yourself, are you authentic about the money you want to make? Are you authentic about the money you want to make? Now, once again, it's not all about money, but we understand that money is a tool that we must have to live. Okay? If you have a lot of money, that doesn't take away your problems. So you see so many actors, entertainers, and athletes that have millions upon millions of dollars and are totally upset with their lives. They're not happy at all, depressed, some suicidal. You look at, I always talk about Elvis Presley, died of a drug overdose sitting on the toilet at 42 years old. You got Kurt Cobain. You got a lot of these athletes and entertainers that have no money problems, but they have other problems. So are you authentic about the money you want to make? How much do you want to make, and why do you want to make it? Do you want a better life? Do you want to be able to sow into somebody else or into different organizations, churches, people? So question number 3, are you authentic about the money you want to make? Once again, you don't be controlled by the money, but there's nothing wrong with building generational wealth for yourself and generations to come. So everybody gets this, wrong in the Bible. The love of money is the root of all evil. Not money is the root of all evil. The love of. meaning where you put money above everything else. So it's okay to be prosperous. All right. So are you authentic about the money you want to make? Think about how much money you want to make on a monthly basis. And then you start breaking that down to weekly and then daily. So for example, if I want to make $10,000 a month, right? So that means I need to make $2,500 a week. That means I need to make well, if you're working 5 days a week, $500 a day. That's how you have to break it down. Are you authentic about the money you want to make, how much and why? We always have to focus on the why, family. The why is the thing that's going to make you run through that brick wall. The why is the thing that's going to make you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day because you have a purpose. The why is something that's going to make you go forward while other people quit. So are you authentic about the money you want to make, how much and why? Do not sleep on the why. Question number 4 you need to ask yourself. Are you authentic about how you make your money? Are you authentic about how you make your money? Okay. How do you get there? Are you being authentic? Once again, everything changed for me when I started living in my genius. And I talk about that all the time. So if you're in BEB Academy, check out Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius. It's an online course and the book is about to drop. But your genius is the intersection between your passion and your talent. These are things that are innate to you. Things that you're passionate about, those are innate. Your talents are innate. Are you authentic about how you make your money? How do you get there? So do something that's authentic. So many times we're not being authentic when we're going to a job that we can't stand, working with people we probably wouldn't hang around with unless they were coworkers, and doing things that we don't like to do. Are you making your money in an authentic way? And remember, the definition of authentic is true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. True to one's own personality, spirit, or character. Are you authentic about how you're making your money? So if you're listening to this and you're going to a job every day that you can't stand, you're doing something that's not fulfilling, you know that there's something better out there for you. You're not being authentic when you make your money. Trust me, I've been there, done that. So I definitely know the difference. And sometimes it may take catastrophic or different things to move you in the direction of making money authentically, for you anyway. So after my mortgage business crashed, I had to figure out how I was going to make my comeback. And I had to make an authentic comeback. I had to make a comeback doing, once again, things that are true to my own personality, my spirit, and character. And so I started Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the podcast, basically for cathartic reasons and just to share information. But lo and behold, after 6+ years, 330+ episodes, it's turned into, it has a life of its own. And the reason that's happened, guys, is because I'm being authentic with who I am and what message I want to get out there and what my assignment is. So today we're talking about the power of authenticity, 7 questions you ask yourself to live an authentic life. And the reason you want to live an authentic life is, family, everything is going to be a lot easier because it's aligned with who you are and what you want to do. So you're going to make more money when you're totally authentic, okay? There's no work to be authentic, family. You're just being yourself. And so you're going to naturally attract the people that you're supposed to attract by being authentic. Sometimes you think you want to attract people that really don't need to be attracted to you, okay? The people that are supposed to be attracted to you will be attracted to you as long as you get your message out there. So we just did number 1, are you authentic about your dreams? Number 2, are you authentic about your goals? 3, are you authentic about the money you want to make? How much and why? Number 4, are you authentic about how you make your money? How do you get there? And number 5, are you authentic with your personality? We're not talking about code switching, right? You know, many of us do that when we go in corporate America. We have to code switch. We got to turn that thing on so we can assimilate to that environment, okay? Be you, be yourself. And so I remember having a conversation with one of my buddies, and he was like, man, how do you please your audience. I mean, there's a lot of black entrepreneurs out there that probably could gain something from your podcast and from the BEB movement. And I said, man, I don't try to please anybody. I'm just being authentic. And the people that are going to gravitate to me are going to gravitate to me. And the people that don't, there's other platforms and things out there for them. So my thing is just being authentic in myself. And then that way, you know, the people I do meet, like I said, when I meet people that, you know, off the air, so to speak, and they're in my coaching groups or masterminds and stuff like that, I'm telling you, the first thing they say to me is like, yo, man, you're just like you are on the podcast. And I'm like, yeah, man, this is me. I'm not Tavis Smiley. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I got a little quirky personality. And to be quite honest, I actually hold back on the podcast. So if you get to know me personally, I'm a little more gregarious than I am on the podcast. But, you know, I understand this is business and people are here not to hear me cracking jokes. They're here for information that they can take action on. So are you authentic with your personality? And if you got a code switch, which trust me, I know when you go to corporate America, we got to do that. That's not really being authentic. But I understand that's what we need to do if we're in those situations. Question number 6 you want to ask yourself. Are you authentic about your interest? Okay. Are you authentic about what interests you? Where are your passions and are you fulfilled? Once again, this goes back to being able to pinpoint and monetize your genius. So if you're going to work and doing something that you're truly passionate about, so say, for example, you're a firefighter and you love doing that, helping people, putting out fires, then you good, right? You can't create your own J. Jones Fire Department. You have to go work for somebody else. Okay, but that is something that you're interested in. Have you ever been at a job or in a position where you truly had no interest in what you were doing? Did you ever feel like what you're doing doesn't even make a difference? And so those are the things that you got to ask yourself. All right, are you authentic about what interests you? So try to get into a profession, a field, or a business of your own that interests you. Okay, and I guarantee you it's a whole different ball game than sitting around doing something all day that you can't stand, feeling that you're either underpaid, you know, overworked, not having an interest and not being fulfilled. I remember when my wife and I were dating years ago, and she was in right out of college, she was in a buyer's training program for Bloomingdale's right in Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan. And man, she was like, I can't stand going to work. Number one, the retail hours are crazy. I got to work on weekends. I'm not getting a lot of money. And I'm telling you, she dreaded going to work. And so are you authentic about what interests you? The reason she took the job is because that was the first offer she got out of college. She had no interest in retail at all. And it was killing her slowly every day, just going to that job. And I've been there, done that on several occasions. So are you authentic about what your interests are? What interests you and where are your passions and are you fulfilled? And then she went from there to insurance adjusting, which she really didn't have a passion for. And then she went into education and became a teacher, now a principal. And that's really where her interest is. Her interest is helping children, helping kids. And so that's where she's supposed to be. Now, it took her a minute to get there because sometimes you don't know what you want until you find out what you don't want. And I tell my kids this all the time. So another perfect example is my oldest daughter right now. She's enjoying what she's doing, but she knows in her heart that there's more for her somewhere else. She's going to be out on her own eventually. And I'm not pushing her to get out on her own because everybody steps out at the time that they feel is right. But I can see it in the conversations that we have. She's like, Dad, I gotta take control of everything. I enjoy what I'm doing, but I have something else that I feel that I'm assigned to do, that I have to do. So I know eventually she's going to jump out on her own. So that's number 6. Are you authentic about what interests you? Where are your passions and are you fulfilled? Number 7, last question. Are you authentic about who you want to serve? Are you authentic about who you want to serve? Who do you want to help? So when people talk to me and they ask me, man, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, only black people can listen to this. I'm like, nah. I said, anybody can glean information from the podcast or all the resources. But my thing is, who do I want to serve? I want to serve my people. Not that I don't love other people, but my focus is serving my people. When people in the Jewish community, Asian community, Latino community, whatever, serve their people, there are no questions asked. Okay? So instead of black rights, that's why we had to have civil rights. We had to open the playing field for other people to be served also. So I'm unapologetically black. That doesn't mean that I don't love other people and other ethnicities. But my focus is, who do I want to serve? I want to serve the people that look like me. I want to serve the people that go through the same intrinsic things that I've gone through, and people like us, black men and women, go through as entrepreneurs. So that's who I want to serve, and I can serve that population because I am a part of the population. So are you authentic about who you want to serve? Who do you want to help? So many times, I'll give you another real life example. When I mentioned to you guys before on the show, and I'm transparent about pretty much everything, we lost our youngest child, to brain cancer when he was 17 months old. And so that's something that my wife and I, when we talk about childhood cancer, that's something that a population that we want to help, because we were experiencing that when our son was diagnosed and we were going through chemo. We know what it's like to have, fighting death every day. We know what it's like to have that type of pressure. So we can speak to that because we lived it. And so with our lived experience, we can also go back and we can help people and serve others that are going through the same thing we did when we lost our son at 17 months old. So are you authentic about who you want to serve? So if you're working in a job somewhere and the people that you're working for, or whoever your business serves, isn't really the people that you want to serve, then you got to start looking around to find out, how can I serve the community that I'm supposed to serve? See, we all have assignments, right? And I talk about this a lot with my kids. Sometimes assignments are things that we don't necessarily know that we're supposed to do, or don't even think we're qualified to do. But if it is your assignment, you're actually equipped with the tools. So when Moses, in biblical times, when Moses was trying to free the slaves, he was like, God, who, me? How am I supposed to free the slaves from Pharaoh? That was his assignment. He didn't necessarily want the assignment, but he understood what his assignment was, and he moved forward. So a lot of times we have to understand what our assignment is. And our assignment isn't necessarily about us, because we're all put here to serve in some form or fashion. Okay? It doesn't have to be anything grandiose. It could be service such as taking care of kids. It could be creating an after-school program for kids that need help studying or whatever. So it doesn't have to be anything grandiose, but we're all put here to serve. And I think the faster that we understand our authenticity, our individual authenticity, and what that means, and being able to monetize that, the faster you're going to be able to get to a place where I call living in your genius. And your genius, once again, is the intersection of your passion and your talent. The problem is most people don't know how to monetize that. So the whole thing breaks down like this. If you had your druthers, meaning if you had your choice, you would probably like to do something and get paid for something that you enjoy doing. That really doesn't seem like work for you. And that's what pinpoint and monetize your genius is about. That's about, the power of authenticity. I saw a video of Jay-Z the other day, and it's an older video, but he talks about how when he goes into a room, he's himself. He doesn't cower. He talks, like he normally talks, and he does what he normally does. He's being authentic. Now, yes, I understand if you in certain situations, you may have to temper your language or whatever like that, but that doesn't mean that you're not authentic. Okay, once again, the definition of authentic is true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. That's what the definition of authentic is. So you don't need to code switch. I mean, granted, if you at work and you usually cuss every other word, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that. But you can still be authentic. People can still understand your personality, your spirit, and your character. Before we get to the last quarter of the show, I just want to share all my social media contact information and my resource links. So I mentioned at the top of the show, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. You can pick up a copy at anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up a copy, $14.95 for the print version, $9.95 for the digital version. Now, if you need additional assistance building your successful, sustainable e-commerce business, my new flagship program is out, Brand Builder Academy Elite. Just go to bbaelite.com, bbaelite.com, and it's a 15-week program that takes you from A to Z in building a successful physical products brand or digital products brand. Use the code BBAELITE100. Get $100 off the program. It's only $97. BBAElite.com. Now, also, I mentioned at the top of the show, 2 platforms I created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide black economy. The unfortunate fact is, family, that black people only spend 2 cents out of every dollar with a black-owned business. And that's totally insane. So the first platform I created is called BeSmartByBlack.com. BeSmartByBlack.com. So, if you are a black product producer that wants to sell your products to black consumers worldwide, upload your product information. It is free. BeSmartByBlack.com and connect with black consumers worldwide and sell your product and circulate those dollars in our community. Now, if you are a freelancer, if you do anything on Fiverr.com or Freelancer.com, I created a platform for you titled HireBlackFreelancers.com, HIRE, BlackFreelancers.com. Once again, it is free. Upload your information and you can connect with black consumers and black businesses that want to hire black freelancers. Also, do not forget, guys, the new rebranded, rebooted Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Academy, where all of my online courses and trainings and programs is back, and we got more content than a little bit. So go to bebacademy.com, bebacademy.com. You can get a 5-day free trial. Go in and play with any of the courses or trainings inside there. It's totally free for 5 days. So today we're talking about the power of authenticity, 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. The program that you want to go to inside the academy is Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius. And you can get in there, take the program, and once again, you get 5 days free. And you have access to everything in there. So I know that's a lot, but the easiest way to remember this, guys, is just to go to bebconnect.com. That's bebconnect.com. That takes you to a page on my website that has all of the links that I just talked about. And it's going to also have my social media contact information, which I'm getting ready to give to you right now. First and foremost, if it's anything long, family, hit me at jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, Twitter, jjones001, that's JAYJONES001, Instagram, jjones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. YouTube, you can go to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. Yes, the show does come out on YouTube, but there's additional content there. LinkedIn, connect with me, Jay Jones. Just look for Jay Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Also, if you are on Clubhouse, which is a new audio platform, is crazy. So make sure you check it out. If you get invited to Clubhouse, because it's an invite-only platform, make sure you check it out. Check me out on Clubhouse. I'm Jay Jones at I Am Jay Jones. So you just go to at I Am Jay Jones and connect with me on Clubhouse. I'm going to start doing or creating some rooms in there. We're going to have some very in-depth discussions and some training. So make sure if you're on Clubhouse, just make sure you connect with me at I Am Jay Jones. Once again, all of this can be found at bebconnect.com, bebconnect.com. All right, let's get back to the last quarter of the show. Once again, the power of authenticity. 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. So the converse of living an authentic life is living a false or fake life, right? So we don't want to do that. Okay. Once again, it's easier just being authentic and being yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't have work to do. Everybody needs to improve all around, myself included. So just because you're authentic doesn't mean that, yo, this is it. I'm a grumpy dude. That's my authentic self. Yeah, maybe it is your authentic self, but maybe you want to start thinking about changing that. So that doesn't mean continuing to level up, continuing to learn and evolve as a person. And I always talk about when that light bulb goes off, and I call that the point of enlightenment. And that point of enlightenment can come to people at different times in their lives. I was blessed having gone through everything that I've gone through, that when my mortgage business failed at the time, I was depressed. I didn't know what was going to happen. But that incident, that forced me to start to look at living an authentic life, not just chasing the money, even though I enjoyed the business of doing business. So that's why I've started over 17 businesses, because I just enjoy putting things together and trying to make them work. So, but what I had to really focus on was, what is my true purpose? What is my assignment? And how can I live that assignment and make a living doing so? So when I lost that business and almost lost everything with it, house, cars, and the whole shebang, it really reset me. And that point of enlightenment came to me, and like, yo, dude, when you come back this time, you got to come back authentically, doing things that you like, focusing on things that you want to focus on, working on projects and things that you have an interest in, doing things that are fulfilling to you, and not just worrying about the money. So years ago, I learned this a long time ago. You don't chase money. And yeah, did I do it? I did it a whole lot of times. I was starting stupid businesses that I was like, why am I doing this? Because I want the money. But if you find a way that's authentic to you to make money, you're going to stop chasing the money. So that's why we got to start using some introspection, digging deep into ourselves. So one of the things that I do every morning, and I believe I mentioned this on the show a couple of times, is when I get up, the first thing that I do is I meditate. I take some quiet time. I take about 15 to 30 minutes of quiet time and just think. Many times as entrepreneurs, it is, ready, fire, aim, instead of taking your time to think. Thinking is critical. I did an episode, the 3 things an entrepreneur does is think, create, and execute. Think, create, and execute. But a lot of times we don't take the time to think because we're too busy doing action or busy work. But you got to think. And so it all depends on when the best time for you is personally to think. Mine is in the morning. A lot of answers come to me in the morning, in the wee hours of the morning. I could be laying in the bed at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and if I'm awake, the questions that I had the day before are actually answered that morning. And I don't know if that's divine intervention or it's because my mind shut down and I'm more open to receiving information or what. But I know a lot of times if I go to bed with a problem and I can't solve that problem that night, I say, Lord, help me come up with some type of solution to this problem. And in the morning, something will come to me. Sometimes you just got to let it go. You got to let it go. But that meditation or that quiet time, you need time to think as an entrepreneur. And I know this world, man, is crazy out here. We're always under the gun. We're always at a time schedule. We got to get this done at work by a certain time. You got to make sure you're home so you can cook dinner for the kids. You got to make sure you're somewhere else by a certain time. You got to relax. Be still. I had that in my heart a couple months ago. There's a whole lot going on, in the family, my extended family. And it was just very stressful. My mom is getting older and her health and things of that nature. And God, I just heard that. Be still, bro. Be still. It's going to be all right. Stop trying to do everything. sometimes you got to step back. And the word that I heard was be still. Sometimes we have to be still so we can hear what we're supposed to do. So today, family, we're talking about the power of authenticity. 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. And just real quick, I'm not going to rehash everything, but number 1, are you authentic about your dreams? What is God or your God force, whoever you determine God is, called you to do? What is your assignment, and are you listening? Are you listening? Because a lot of us know what our assignment is, but we're not listening. We're veering away from it. You know what you should be doing. You know what your assignment is, but you're not paying attention because you got other things you think you got to handle. But the faster you understand what your assignment is and you align yourself with your assignment and you become authentic, trust me, it's going to be a change for the better. Question 2, are you authentic about your goals? Your true goals? What are your personal goals, your business goals, your wealth goals, whatever? And remember, your goals get you to your dreams. You don't get to your dreams without the goals. So number 1, are you authentic about your dreams? But number 2, are you authentic about your goals? So your goals should align to your dreams. Question number 3, are you authentic about the money you want to make? How much and why? The biggest thing is the why. That why will make you get up when other people are sleeping. It's going to make you get up and do what you need to do to take care of your family, your kids, your mom, your dad, or whoever. What is your why? Are you authentic about the money you want to make, how much you want to make, and why? Number 4 question, are you authentic about how you make your money? How to get there? How am I going to get this money? Am I going to chase the money, or am I going to be authentic and make money in a way that's authentic to me? Pinpointing and monetizing your genius. Question 5, are you authentic with your personality? Are you one person to this person and somebody else to another person? Are you code switching? You need to be you. Okay. Once again, I get it if you're in corporate America and you gotta code switch. Most of us do that. But are you authentic with your personality? Remember, the definition of authentic by Webster's dictionary said true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. Okay. That's number 5. Are you authentic with your personality? No code switching, be you. Number 6, are you authentic about what interests you? Where are your passions and are you fulfilled? Where are your passions and are you fulfilled? So if you're doing something for a living that you're not passionate about and you're not fulfilled, you're not being authentic. And you got to figure that out. And this is what today's show is about. And number 7, are you authentic about who you want to serve? Who do you want to help? So we're all here for service of some form or fashion. So who do you want to help? Who are you assigned to serve? So these are 7 questions, family, as we go into the end of 2020 and we're about to jump into a new year, 2021. Think about becoming a more authentic you. The power of authenticity. 7 questions to ask yourself to live an authentic life. And really, family, that's the only type of life we should be living, is an authentic life. But I get it, because I wasn't living an authentic life until that point of enlightenment hit myself. So hopefully this will be some people's point of enlightenment that are listening to this today, and start trying to live in your authenticity. Now, before we close out, family, like I say each and every week, I want to thank the BEB family, because each and every week, guys, we get more and more downloads, and that's because of you, the BEB family. Once again, I can't do this without you guys. I love you and I appreciate the support. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog, and once again, the movement. This is about building an economic power base in the Black economy, the worldwide Black economy, the Black community. Okay, nobody else is going to help us. All right, we have to help ourselves. And the beauty of this is, family, we have all the tools and the resources that we need to help ourselves. We have to continue leveling up our entrepreneur IQ. We have to continue to start building businesses, and we have to continue to support Black-owned businesses. Make it a consistent or a conscious decision. Support Black-owned businesses. I mentioned at the top of the show, only 2 cents of every dollar is spent on a Black-owned business in the Black community. So you spend that 100 cents and only 2 cents is spent on a Black-owned business. Be intentional, family. It's the holiday season. Make sure you're intentional about where you shop and weaponize your dollar. Stop giving money to companies and people that don't care about you. If you continue to do that, guess what? They'll continue to treat you just like they want to treat you because they know they can count on your dollars because you're too silly to weaponize your dollars like all the other ethnicities. I guarantee you, if a Jewish person went into a national chain store and they got treated a certain way and they said, yo, we going to boycott this store, I guarantee you they will follow through. All right. So when Gucci is, putting up all those crazy looking ads talking about, oh, we didn't know that this was inconsiderate. Come on, man. A third grader would have known that sweater you had with, whatever the lips or the watermelon, I don't even know what the hell it was inconsiderate and it was wrong. But you still got people out there supporting this business, supporting Gucci because Gucci knows they can say anything they want. And some of us are still going to patronize them. They still going to give them your money. And I use this example all the time. So if you went into a store, and when I do my talks and stuff, if you go into a store, you buy something out the store, you go to the register, the person snatches the money out your hand and spits in your face, and you say, thank you very much, I'll be back next week. That's exactly what it is. That's what it is. So you going up there giving them your hard-earned money. They treating you like garbage, spitting in your face, slapping you in the face. Get the hell out of here. Okay, thank you, sir. I'll be back next week to buy more of your product. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. We got to start learning how to weaponize our dollars. That means being intentional with our spending. That's a whole nother show, so I don't even want to get off on that tangent. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.